we are gonna do this. This is what we're gonna do. Hello. Unfortunately, the YouTube is up, but unfortunately, the resolution quality is going to be very bad because I am now doing it from my FaceTime camera on my iMac, and it is not the best camera, but it is what it is. And my camera overheated. You seem like a very angry woman. Yes, well, I'm very angry that Russia is attacking my country and killing civilians for no reason. But no, I'm not angry. I'm just educated and I'm passionate. You know, and also pop one for Ukraine here for you. Not for Ukraine, but especially for you. You like it? Cool. Another way of war in Ukraine, another selection of photos from Volodymyr Zelensky. This is a war in Ukraine that Russia started, that Russia continues, and that Russia does not want to stop. Ukraine defends its own land, its sovereignty, its territory. Ukraine is fighting for peace. This is such a cruel paradox of the 21st century, and for us, these are realities. Have you been here the whole time?
No.
Oh, I was like, I didn't see you. Oh, sorry. I'm literally going in the wrong direction, guys. Sorry. Hello. As you might see, I'm not Joey, but I will be substituting for Joey for a little while he's on vacation for about 7 days. Did you see garbage at the back of your room? That is laundry that I need to fold. It's not garbage. And yes, I am. In fact, if you haven't noticed, I'm wearing glasses. They correct my eyesight. So that'd be very, very weird if I didn't see it, right? Also, do you really care about the garbage at the end of my room or in the back of my room, actually behind my back, if you want to speak proper English? Or do you care about Ukraine and what's happening in it today? Because I would say that it's probably much more imperative that you focus on what's happening in Ukraine, not what's happening behind me. Okay? Russian blogger Artem Lebedev is completely crazy. He boasted that he stole a sign from the Azovstal plant with the inscription "Fecal Tank Room" and hung it in his studio. Well, now the sign is in its place. Yep. Every criminal will be held accountable. Zelensky tweeted on the 8th anniversary of the downed Malaysian Boeing over Ukraine. On the day of the 8th anniversary of the downing of the flight MH17, our thoughts are with the families and friends of all those innocently killed by Russia. Today, the Russian Federation continues to sow grief and death on Ukrainian soil, but nothing will go unpunished. Every criminal will be held accountable, the president of Ukraine said. Привет. Oh, thank you, Maddie. Infographics of how military equipment was driven back and forth in Belarus over the past day. Basically, here is what that looks like. And for perspective, this is just equipment moving all over the territory of Belarus, and this is Russian equipment. So they are definitely preparing something, or they're definitely brewing something up, or they're definitely trying to scare us into thinking they're going to be attacking. A video of the first minutes inside the Amster shopping center in Kremenchuk after the missile attack appeared on the network. Are there people? People, shouts the author of the video, trying to find those who may need help.
Люди! 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 Поднимай. Аккуратно. Тихо, тихо, тихо. Тихо, тихо. Подожди. Я тебя уберу, подними. Не, не тяни. Вот это надо убрать. Сетку убери, не тяни.
DPR destroys HIMARS and Ukraine allegedly gently shells Russia. Top fakes of the day from Russia. The Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation stated that in the area of the settlement of Krasnoarmeysk of the DPR, a HIMARS launcher and a HIMARS transport loading vehicle were destroyed by high-precision weapons. There is even a video on which, of course, nothing is clear. In fact, Pokrovsk ex-Krasnoarmeysk is under the control of Ukraine and does not belong to any DPR. This is first. Secondly, according to official information, in Pokrovsk, 2 trucks and the House of Culture were damaged as a result of shelling. Thirdly, a loading machine is not provided for the HIMARS MLRS since the block of shells is loaded by the installation itself. To be continued. Meanwhile, the governor of the Belgorod region reported that allegedly 29 shells were fired from the territory of Ukraine at the border village of Zernovo. According to the government, there are no casualties among civilians, and civilian objects are not damaged. We remind you that Ukraine does not shell the territory of Russia. We don't attack, we defend. And plus the threat of the Russian Federation into the piggy bank because of the talk around the Crimea Bridge. An attempt to attack the Crimean Bridge will turn out to be a crushing blow for Kiev in return, after which they will not be able to recover, said the State Duma deputy from the Crimean region, Mikhail Sheremet. Do Russians lose their nerves at any point? Rammstein raised the Ukrainian flag at a concert in Warsaw. The flag is held in the hands of the band's keyboardist, Christian Lawrence. Poland may transfer hundreds of PT-91 Twardy tanks to Ukraine in the near future. A 19-year-old conscript of the National Guard destroys a Russian Su-25 attack aircraft, already the 6th on his account. The guy performs combat missions protecting the Ukrainian sky in the Zaporizhia direction and mercilessly hits the enemy in the air together with his faithful girlfriend, Manpads Igla. In social networks, he was nicknamed the Zaporizhia Avenger after he shot down 3 planes, recently destroyed 2 more, shot down a cruise missile last night, and this morning deprived the enemy of an Su-25 military aircraft. Well, this is my laundry that I need to fold that I am not folding because I'm currently doing this. It is going to be much tidier later. I'm happy that this is what you guys are very interested in other than Ukrainian news. Zaporizhia was fired from multiple launch rocket systems. The Zaporizhia Regional Military Administration said the fire was fired at settlements on the line of contact. Initially, there were no victims or injured, but the fields were on fire. UK Defense Chief, 50,000 Russian soldiers have either died or been injured. Now Medvedev threatens us with doomsday. So Medvedev has said that if Ukraine blows up Crimean Bridge, we are going to get ourselves into a doomsday. You work with me in Malaysia. I do not work in Malaysia. Also, mom, no, I'm not anybody's mother. If you need a mother, please call your own. And if you need a mommy, then, well, please call a therapist. Britain is ready to go to war with Russia if the Russian Federation attacks the United Kingdom itself or a NATO member country. Mike Wigston, commander of the Royal Air Force of the Great Britain, said on Sky News. There is no doubt in my mind that Russia is the most pressing threat to British and European security. Just look at its actions not only in Ukraine, but also in Georgia before that. I have no doubt that we're training to be prepared for precisely this clear and immediate threat. We, of course, hope that it will not come to this and only containment is enough. But if the day comes when Russia commits aggression against a NATO state, we will be ready. Pope Francis, who may visit Ukraine as early as August, called for the speedy resumption of the negotiation process to resolve the situation in Ukraine. During the traditional Sunday sermon in St. Peter's Square, the pontiff addressed all these assembled and declared, "I ask and wish that all international players spare no effort to resume the negotiation process without increasing the senselessness of the war. How can one not understand that wars lead only to death, alienate people from each other, and kill truth and dialogue?" Russians again fired at the border areas of the Sumy and Chernihiv regions. Border guards. Yesterday, the enemy carried out missile strikes from an aircraft and carried out shelling using cannon artillery, MLRS, mortars, and small arms. For reconnaissance, the enemy used a reconnaissance aircraft and a UAV. Великопосаревская, Краснопольская, Хотинская, Belopolskaya, Shalihinskaya, Novoslobodskaya, Esmanskaya, and Serenobudskaya communities of the Sumy region and Snovskaya community of Chernihiv region were under enemy fire. That is about 8 communities. During the week, at least 15 Russian military transport aircraft arrived in Belarus. From July 9th to 17th, 2022, monitoring group Belarusian Gayun recorded an increase in the number of such arrivals. At least 10 Il-76s arrived at the military airfield in Machulishchi alone, 2 AN22, 3 AN124. Ukraine may push back Russian troops to pre-war positions until 2023, which will nullify Russia's territorial gains. Former commander of the U.S. Army in Europe, General Ben Hodges. Ben Hodges told Business Insider that Ukraine's ability to push Russian forces back to the active border depends on continued Western support through sanctions and arms shipments. The key to Ukraine's success, the general said, would be to eliminate Russia's only advantage, Putin's arsenal of artillery and missiles. That's how the Svetohorsk Lavra in the Donbass looks inside now. The video was filmed by volunteers who brought humanitarian aid there. During the filming, shelling begun. The shells flew not at the Lavra, but behind it. The monastery has a lot of destruction and traces of shelling. Some buildings are completely destroyed. The Lavra is under the control of the armed forces of Ukraine and stands on the right, higher bank of the Seversky Donetsk. On the left bank is the captured city of Svetohorsk.
Сегодня 16 июля. Мы загрузились на гуманитарную помощь на Святогорскую лавру. Овощи, фрукты, мука и много всего остального, даже тут по скоростям переключать. Молоко есть, вода, вещи здесь лежат.
So let me show you, because this is a pretty long video.
Корпус тоже с той стороны, да? Я помню, что у нас все здания дергались. Тоже прилетал. Даже туда попало.
Hi, Rice. Reese. Normally you can see the iPad screen because I'm using a better camera, but the camera overheated, so the last couple of minutes of the stream are, on this crappy iMac cam. Ukraine broke the national record for gold medals at the World Games. The World Games started on July 7th in Birmingham, USA, and they will last until July 17th. That is, today is the last day. Ukraine is represented by 103 athletes in 19 disciplines. Our team already has 39 medals, 13 gold, 11 silver, and 15 bronze. This is the absolute record of Ukraine at one World Games. Buryats refused to fight in Ukraine. The region leads in the number of those who rejected to go to war. The Republic of Buryatia itself, which is one of the minority nationalities in Russia, since the beginning of the full-scale war of Russia and Ukraine, has been leading in terms of the number of dead soldiers. Now the Buryats have begun to abandon military operations. Thus, at least 500 Buryats wrote a report refusing to die for Putin. 150 of them jumped out of the truck just not to go to the front. iPhone saved the life of a Ukrainian soldier. The bullet hit the smartphone, which extinguished its speed and prevented the soldier from getting injured. Ukrainian armed forces recaptured Russians in several directions today. Evening report of the General Staff. No significant changes in Volyn, Polisa, and Seversk. Aerial reconnaissance of the border areas of the Chernihiv and Sumy region continues. In the Kharkiv direction, the enemy is trying to hold the occupied lines. The invaders launched airstrikes near Borodianka and Barakhnisa. In the Donetsk direction, the continues to concentrate their main efforts on attempts to establish control over the city of and suppress the assault in the Hrigorivka area. In the Bakhmut direction, the invaders unsuccessfully tried to storm and advance near Barastovo, Bilogorivka, Yakovlivka, and Luhansk. On the Avdiivka, Kurahiv, Novopavlivsk, and Zaporizhia directions, the enemy launched air and missile strikes near Pokrovsk and Novoselivka. The invaders tried to improve the tactical situation in the areas of the settlements of Mikhailivka, Pavlovka, and Novomikhailivka. They were rebuffed and ingloriously fled. And that's all the news I have for Ukraine, about Ukraine for today. So for those of you who made it to YouTube really late, I'm sorry, but you can watch the previous news stream, and it has everything important from today. So yeah, this is about everything. If you guys want to follow me, I have a TikTok and a YouTube channel. I do news on both every day. Well, for the next 6 days, I will be doing them from Joey on TikTok, but my personal TikTok is, I will write it down for you. Because, you know, we do like being informed. At Yulia. There we go. And this applies both to YouTube and TikTok. Now, they're maybe like this, right? Yep. There we go. This is my personal TikTok. So if you'd like to follow that, please follow that. This is where I post videos about culture, history, and context to current events about Ukraine. I do also do lives every day, but for the next 6 days, I will be doing lives on here instead. So yeah, this is me. I do need to run today because, well, I have a lot to do, but дякую. But I am going to be back later today just for a chit chat and for catch up and for stuff like that. I also genuinely cannot spend a lot of time sitting in this chair because my back is killing me. And I really need to go to T-Mobile and figure out the phone. And I also really need to figure out the chair as well because this is killing my back. So I am going to go do that. And I will see you guys later. So see you later. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for staying informed. The chair is on a wish list. I found that the yellow. So James, those chairs that you said that I found that were specifically small, I looked at the reviews and I looked at the photos of the chairs, and actually, provided that I'm a small person, they're quite large. Those are, you've seen those chairs, but please don't buy them. Please don't buy them. I beg you, please don't buy them. But yes. Thank you, guys. I shall see you later. Bye. YouTube first and TikTok